Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that just did another week. We're still going, baby. So if you're a longtime viewer of my content or you follow me on social media, you know that I support the unionization of the video games industry. Obviously, not a lot of AAA companies are into it. And of course, before the week is over, we have more awful Activision Blizzard news. It's like they just can't stop being terrible. In case you haven't heard, Raven Software, the Q&A testers for Call of Duty Warzone, gave management until the 25th to recognize their newly formed union, Game Workers Alliance. Instead, Activision Blizzard announced they would be forcing a vote with the National Labor Review Board. Basically, when a company refuses to voluntarily recognize a union, the organizers behind it must win a majority vote in an election ratified by the National Labor Review Board, which in theory should be easy for the GWA to achieve if it's just using the QA section of Raven Software, except Activision Blizzard is saying, hey, if you want to vote on this, everyone in Raven Software has to vote, so everyone in Raven Software becomes unionized, not just the QA department. So hopefully you can understand how that becomes a problem, and it's not just the only thing that Activision Blizzard's doing to bust this union. They're sending out emails and notices about how bad unions supposedly are. In fact, they even announced that they had a pre-planned restructuring in the works that they're now moving forward with that is going to put all the QA people into different departments that they better fit in with. And I hope you see it, but if you don't see how diabolical that is, basically, they are taking the chunk of workers who want to be unionized and then separating them, thus destroying their cohesion and any ability to pose a united front against management. They are doing anything and everything to destroy the idea of a unionized workforce, because once one union starts, that's a snowball and it's going to have ripple effects throughout the entire company. And so they're terrified, and they should be. It's just another example of how disgusting Activision Blizzard is. And I am sending all my love and support and energy towards the way of these workers who want to be unionized. I stand by them and hope for the best. And, let's wrap up the week by saying another F you to Activision Blizzard. You still suck. In other aggravating gaming news, IGN posted a 4-minute video featuring comparisons of Horizon Zero Dawn to Horizon Forbidden West. But the drama here is that certain portions of social media are focusing on a very small section in which Aloy is rappelling down. The core animation appears to be the same. This sameness then caused people on social media to claim that Guerrilla Games was just being lazy and cutting corners, showing how other games have done this too, and then complaining in general about how they're being charged $70 for a new game when it's just reusing stuff. And look, I get complaining about games, I do. But this complaint it's obtuse. The idea that this 4-second clip can then be extrapolated into the entire game is lazy is just the wrong take. It doesn't take into account the scope or the scale of the game, graphical changes and updates, the time that was put into important things rather than the repelling animation, mostly because it already looks super cool. Why even change that? Game dev, and trust me on this, I'm actively trying to make games and have produced other games, is a lot harder than I think many of you think. The conversation we should be having is about priorities. Where do you want developers to spend their time? On updating a repelling animation or on all the other things in the game? As long as the new stuff is exciting and engaging and polished, who cares about the repelling animation? It's not lazy, it's just smart. And lastly in the news, since it seems to be a through line for the entire week, more games in media. That's right. Earlier this week, we saw The Rock was making another video game movie, and then we saw Mortal Kombat from 2021 was getting a sequel, and now we're learning the screenwriter for Mortal Kombat, Greg Russo, is going to write and direct a series based on the classic game System Shock. If you've never played the game, it is rather old, but is considered to be one of the all-time greats. Set in the future, you're a hacker who wakes up on a space station now controlled by a rogue AI and cyborgs. And of course, it features this wild look into the way people in 1994 thought cyberspace was going to be and what hacking would look like. It's a trip. I am excited to see what kind of show we get out of Russo, and looking forward to that when it eventually comes out. All right, well, that's it for the news this week. Thank you so much. We'll be back Monday with another episode. Please like, subscribe, all the things that I keep telling you to do. Press the button. I don't even know what the hell that does, really. Just do it, please. And that's it for 5 Minute Gaming News. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.